Hey, what's going on, guys? Konlpy here. So I want to come up with some sort of a Python script that would be taking the Korean text as an input and then tokenize it, associate every single token with a specific type of speech, and then taking the and then associating this token with the translation. So I mean, like the Korean phrase, the Korean word, and then how is that translated into English. What you currently see on your screen is not the end result of the app that we're going to be building. This is just a manual input that I've been playing around with as a part of my Korean learning process. So I'm heavily studying Korean nowadays, and yeah, so I'm doing this for the purposes of my own use, which makes this project really unique. So the library that is going to be helping us in achieving this sort of a goal is called Konlpy. And Konlpy is the natural language processing library for Korean. And the very first thing we need to do is actually to install it. But before we do this, I'm not going to be creating a new repository because I already have this one called Korean Vocabulary, which is quite pretty awesome name for a project. And I just clone this and grab this to my local laptop. So let me just quickly say git clone, and this is it. I'll give you a link in the description below the video. So here is the single HTML file with all the data being embedded. This is what it be done, the data would be arranged a little bit in a different manner later on. So for now, I just want to create the source folder where all the code we would be working is going to live. And here I want to create two output folders. So the one for HTML files and another for CSV, which would be like the intermediate part currently. And here I just want to create vocabulary.py Python script. Okay, so here just to give it a name, so a script to auto generate vocabulary from the given input Korean text. And just let me make the layout slightly a little bit more cute, like this. And yeah, so probably just like make it like this. Okay, and the very first thing we need to do, we need to import some packages. Okay, so what's next? The next thing, so we need to, how to install this Konlpy. So let me just open this one more time. Okay, so I want to open the terminal in the current working directory, and I have multiple Pythons installed in my system. So if you do have many of them as well, you just need to specify the pip version. Well, I want to install for Python 3.6, so pip 3.6 dot install and Konlpy. And also, as far as I'm on Linux, I need to run the sudo command because in order to install it globally. And obviously, I already have this library being installed in my operating system, so it will just now say that the requirement is satisfied. But just to give you an idea how to walk through the installation process, I'm kind of demonstrating you this, guys. Okay, so from now on, we can actually start relying on the snippets provided within the documentation. So I wasn't really bothered that much with memorizing all of this imports because we would be using the only single class, which is called OKT, which stands for Open Korean Text, and we just used the tokenizer that would be associating every single given Korean token that we're going to be taken as an input with specific parts with the specific name in the parts of speech. Okay, so just we'll create an instance, and then I'll use this one. So I want this norm true and stem true. So stem true allows to get to tokenize the verbs and apparently adjectives as well, because adjectives sometimes are considered to be descriptive verbs in Korean, in its so-called dictionary form ending with da. That's the Korean da. I can't see it here, but doesn't da. This is da. This is da. So ending up with this sort of a thing. And this is just more general and more, I think, better way of doing things, because in that case it would be easier to go potentially for verb conjugations if I'm going to be automating the process, and for translation as well. So so first we want to create OTK instance. So OTK equals to OTK, and now let's just try to print this sort of a thing. And well, we can actually start with the existing with the existing input. So let's try Python 3 vocabulary dot py. Okay, are you kidding me? OKT, not OTK, OKT, I'm sorry. OKT, save. Okay, are you kidding me? OKT. Oh, I did this mistake everywhere I could do it. Okay, not really that great start, but okay, hope it works better later on. Okay, yeah, it takes time for some reason. Yeah, so by the time, I hope it would be working a little bit faster in the future. By the time, I just want to grab a phrase that I kind of already know in Korean. Okay, so let's have a look. Yeah, and finally, so here is the output. Here is the desired output of what we actually want to get. So we have the Korean word and the name for the part of speech. And one interesting thing here, guys, so I was wondering, what the heck is this josa? And I thought like it's some Spanish like josa. No, it's Korean chosa. So chosa in Korean, chosa in Korean means like some specific part of speech. So here is how I did Google for this, and here is the wiki article. So you see, like, it's just a specific part of speech, as opposed to tosi, which is the particle. Like, and this one, something that I know. I just didn't know that this is called josa. Okay, so this is just a specific word. I thought that I would be replacing that, but no, I would actually leave the original names, because it's even better that there are some original Korean names for the parts of speeches actually exist, and it feels like these are kind of the names for the unique parts of speeches, that there are no direct kind of equivalents in English, let's say. Okay, so now I want to use this my own kind of like example, and let's run around the script one more time. So one thing that actually makes me a little bit kind of not really okay with this is that it kind of takes a bit too long, I believe, to run this stuff. So this gives me an idea that we can actually split this task, like for actual production and for debugging. So for debugging, we can just apparently grab this data. So let's say, so let's just create this kind of tokenized. So tokenized tag, tokenized, I'm sorry, just got used to JavaScript recently. So tokenized text, and this would be like so. Okay, and just to make sure that token is still the same kind of stuff, tokenized text. So now it obviously should be printed instantly. Okay, I just feel a little bit strange, so for some reason, I don't know, probably creating this OKT instance takes time. Again, if I just get rid of that just for debugging purposes. Yeah, now it's much better. So yeah, creating this OKT instance actually takes time. Okay, so we want to be using this one for debugging purposes later on. And for now, actually I need to extract this sort of a thing. And okay, so what next? What else? So I actually want to have Korean.txt. I want to have the input from the file, and let me just take this copy. By the way, yeah, I'm really wondering. Okay, наверное, надо чуть-чуть, то есть у него okay, so so I want to make it multi-line here, just as a proof of concept. Okay, so what else? So we want to open input file and just say with open and Korean.txt as file, and let's say, okay, let's split down. Okay, something is going horribly wrong with my light. Okay, it's kind of blinking horribly, but well, fortunately my laptop would still keep alive because it's on the batteries. Okay, so we want to initialize the input text here. So let's say text would be equal to f.read, and let's print the text to console just to make sure that we can actually see that text. Okay, so we can see the text, which is really good, and from now on we can actually go for this like tokenize text, and here is this stuff comes onto the stage. So well, I'm slightly a little bit confused by the fact that there should be a Unicode. Probably encode this to UTF-8. Okay, guys, I'm sorry. I just want to go for a little bit of an experiment. So if I just say print and type of this string, so class string, right? Well, I think I don't even know. Well, let's actually try. I didn't yet try this, but let's try. So if I can just specify the text directly here. Okay, so just to make sure that I can read from the file. Yeah, it takes time, so I'll disable this for debugging purposes because it's really going to be taking ages. Okay. Okay, so let's make it also tokenized text, copy and disable it here and make like so, and then I will just get rid of this probably of this entire part just for now. So tokenized text now should print from the input. Save, and let's try this one more time. Yeah, I didn't even think that this might be so laggy actually, but nothing to be done with it because yeah, just the matter of existing library. So we have what we have. Yeah, it seems like it's working. Seems like it is working. By the way, it's like new line character and foreign. Oh, it's just the type. It's just the type. Okay. Yeah, I think this is good enough already. So at the moment I just want to kind of like comment this out and get back to my pre-coded stuff for all the rest of experiments. Okay. So the next step would be to actually start forming a vocabulary. So, well, I think that, well, the data structure is the list of tuples, right? So I don't really like this format. I want to go for a list of dictionaries. Yeah, definitely, because there would have been multiple items, like not only the part of speech, but also things like translation. And for verbs, potentially there would be things like the conjugated forms, etc. So yeah, now let's actually create our vocabulary variables. So vocabulary equals, it would be the type of list. Okay, so here we want to loop over tokens, right? So we can say for, well, I could have done this with a list comprehension a bit faster, but let's go for extending wages to make it more clear and with the didactic purposes in mind. So I can simply say like for token in tokenized text. Well, let's print the token first, just to make sure that we see. So this the type of token would be tuple. Okay, and can I reference by indices? Yes, I can. So we can simply say, just append token to vocabulary, and we can simply say vocabulary dot append. I almost said push like in JavaScript because I've been working with that for quite a bit of time. And here I want to append to append the dictionary, where the token 0 would be the key and the token 1, no, not like this, sorry, not like this. So let's say Korean, let's say word, just word. So the word would be token 0. Okay, let's split this sort of way. So word, and the next one is part of speech. Let's make it down in a lowercase. Let's make it just type. Let's make it from the cab, and also word type would be token 1. And yeah, let's actually import JSON just to be able to print the stuff. Okay, so what can we do now? We want to print all the stuff, so I want to print the JSON dumps and vocabulary, and specify the indentation equals to 2 spaces, and let's have a look. Okay, just perfect. Well, a little bit of a disaster, and oh man. Well, but this is because of JSON dumps. It just prints the Unicode as they are. So if I just go and print the vocabulary, so just it should be actually printing the actual characters. I really hope for that. Yeah, perfect. So yeah, it's just a matter of the JSON dumps function, which we don't actually really need to use. Okay, so this is kind of it, and I'm just trying to figure out whether this is all we can do. Yes, and as far as we do, So this is the first step. Well, probably, I don't know, probably we could have even just go for some step definitions. So the first step, we want to import packages. And now, yeah, now let's go through all the steps. Well, obviously I could have created a class, wrap all this stuff into a class, provide some API, but the task is fairly simple and very linear in its nature. So I can't see any reasons for complicating this things. And again, bear in mind the fact that I'm doing this actually for my own self. I'm trying not complicating things when it's not necessarily needed, so I'll keep this just as is. So let's say, I'm just thinking whether it's worth doing no, it's probably a little bit too much. So let's say just packages, vocabulary. Yeah, let's just go step by step. That would be enough. And print vocabulary. So now I want to do the same thing, but now we will actually read the text from the file, and it takes a bit longer, and print the stuff. And then the next step, already for next video, it would be to actually start, it's to loop over this kind of vocabulary words and translate everyone, and then update this kind of like data set. But okay guys, I'm just thinking, so probably we don't even want to do this like one more time. I think we can do this within this loop already, and we can already go append in actually the translation as well. And if we go for verb conjugations, that might be done as well. So I think that's the way to go. Okay guys, so I think this is it from my side regarding this video. Now I really need to play around with the newest version of Google Translate API. They've changed something there, so I just go for a little bit of a hacking and research on how likely this is about to be used currently. And and in the next video we'll come up with apart from word and type, we'll come up with a translation being obtained, I think, from Google Translate. Maybe I'll find a better service for this. I'm not really sure, so we'll see how it goes. Okay guys, so this is it from my side. Thanks for watching. Until the next time, and take care.